Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of the TypeScript Tea Time. I'm your host Mirko and hope you're having an awesome day today. There you go, Stream Elements. It took a bit of time for Stream Elements to catch up apparently. So hi everybody, how are you doing? Hope everything is alright on your end. Just now my stream was a bit lagging, so I hope things are turning out okay-ish. Once running properly, hopefully. We'll see. So today is the day that in particular Homeless was waiting for quite some time, because we are going to do the release of the daily questions app. Woo. Yeah. So what is the daily questions app? I have it running right here. You can get it. First of all, where can you get it? It's on the Play Store for Android. We're working on the iOS at some point, probably. So what is it about? Suppose you, and not only suppose, probably you have one or two habits that you want to develop, but you can't quite get around to it, or you're being cynic in a meeting whenever you're supposed to be more positive, or you're saying on the stream where you're supposed to say, yeah, hey, how are you doing? And so on and so on. Everybody's got his or her habits that he or she wants to develop, right? Or is continuing to develop, because keeping a habit can be much more challenging than initially starting something, right? And that's exactly where this app is going to help you. Developed by Marshall Goldsmith, the 6 daily engagement questions are 6 very, very simple questions that you post yourself every evening. That's pretty much it. You answer them between 1 and 10 points. And since you're doing it every day, well, it should at most take 2 minutes. Thanks to our app, it takes even less. I've been doing this for 6 years and I've spent a lot of time with these questions. They do help a lot, particularly because you're basically doing a retrospective every day. Seeing what you did well, seeing what you didn't do so well, and then adjusting along the way. That's what it's all about. So the first question is, did I do my best to set? So did I do my best is always the pattern that these questions start with, the basic ones, at least from Marshall Goldsmith, the original ones. Did I do my best to set clear goals today? And yeah, I think we did. Today, I did do my best in terms of, well, I decided to code at the very, very beginning of the day. I did just that. And inside of there, I also decided, within the coding session, I also decided what I wanted to learn. Turned out did not have worked as well as I wanted, but I did at least do my best to set clear goals today. In particular, we're here today for doing the release, and that's the most important one. So yeah, I think that's an 8. Did I do my best to make progress towards my goals today? Well, I could have been a bit more persistent with the thing that I was trying today. So I was trying to develop some more D node today. So the kind of node, but not quite node, that it's D node. I was working with that and looking into databases, but after a fairly short time, I decided, nah, Dino is not ready yet. Or at least the community is not there yet. So I could have spent some more time on that. That said, I did pretty well on preparing our today's stream. So I guess a 5 is okay. Next question is, did I do my best to find meaning in what I'm doing today? We're doing the release. That's actually a pretty big step for me again. The second app that I do release. And so I think that's an important one. So I guess 6, it's not I didn't do anything too special, but I did work towards this release after all, and in particular today. Next question is, or the fourth question, did I do my best to be happy today? Oh, I did pretty good on that one, because I was playing games quite some time, also making breaks. That one is pretty good. Did I do my best to build positive social relationships today? Not too terrible, not too bad. I could have called some people, but let's say it's a 4. Did I do my best to be fully engaged today? Engagement is a difficult question. I actually don't have that in my personal daily questions, because you can, that brings us to one feature. So up here you have the draw menu. You can also just draw it, tapping and swiping. You can customize your questions, and I did customize my questions. This engagement question I did put into 2 different questions, but since these are the basic questions that come from Marshall Goldsmith in his book Triggers, I decided that these are the 6 basic questions, as well as one that basically just displays that we can also have full text. So this engagement question, what I'm going to answer here is now basically, did I do my best to take responsibility today? There wasn't much to do, but I did take the responsibility of doing the release today and pushing towards that. So I think it's a 6. I was hitting my keyword here on the emulator. That's what usually I would just highlight. Doing the release live on Twitch at 19:00 CEST. Next. Then we have a summary. So we can see again, these are our answers from 22/07/22. I think I changed the date on this device. Yeah, on the emulator I changed the date. Don't mind that. See a summary. If we wanted, for example, I want to change the progress again. Didn't do so well. Let's say it was a 4. I can click on it and then I can answer it again. So you see, basically by just having for each point question 1 tab, as well as answering a question and clicking next and confirm, and the answers are added to history, and we basically finished. So we can really concentrate on answering the questions and thinking about our day and thinking about improving ourselves and building those habits that we want to develop, instead of following or keeping in mind a specific process and keeping with the process, because the app takes over that process. That's the great part of this app, and that's the main purpose. We also have fun stuff like statistics, which currently don't show up because I only have 1 data point. We have a history where you can look at your previous entries. As I said, you can completely customize your questions, because these questions don't fit everybody. In fact, they don't fit me personally perfectly. I did take over the first 6 questions, and I also have this highlight questions. But I have 1 responsibility question. Did I do my best to take responsibility? Because I want to be a good leader and a role model. And I have a question, 1 thing that I want to do better tomorrow. 1 specific tangible thing that I want to do better tomorrow. You can add new questions and all of that fun stuff. We have a lot of settings. In fact, this app is available in English, German, and Japanese. Might be some translation issues with the Japanese version, because I'm not a native, and I didn't let it check by a native. But English and German should be perfectly fine. In fact, if you want to get it, you can get the app in pretty much every language, every country that is out there, as soon as we click the release button, and Google approved it. We have dark mode. Ooh, it looks nice, doesn't it? We have daily reminders, so you actually, again, this app is there for keeping out the process. and a daily reminder to do the daily questions, to answer those daily questions. So you build habits daily, or keep on building the habits. That's very important. That's one of the key features. In fact, it's enabled by default. And fun stuff like start of the next day, where essentially when you, let's say you party through the night, or you're having an all-nighter learning and preparing for a test, and then next morning you notice, or at 2 in the morning you notice, oh, I haven't done my dailies yet, then it should count for the previous day, right? If it's 2 in the morning. So until this time, which is at this point, it's set to noon on the next day, it will still count towards yesterday, your daily questions. So they will show in the history and in the statistics as yesterday. We have some accessibility stuff like high contrast mode for people who can't see as sharp when the contrasts are not as strong. That's a very, very, very useful feature. For in particular, this can be hard to read. It is still hard to read even now, for some people maybe. Only available in night mode because the dark mode is already that much more contrast heavy. Also here. What else do we have? We have some more. It's completely accessible in terms of screen readability, and to even improve that, we have options like you can disable automatic navigation. So currently, when you just click on something, it immediately goes over to the next question or to the summary screen. If we disable this, you will instead have to click this next button here to get back to the next question. Some comfort features, more accessibility, and if you're in like the pro mode, which I am in, you might not want to have this the header up here because it distracts you from the question that you want to answer, right? So that's why there's even an option to disable the header here, which is of course disabled for people who use a screen reader because otherwise they cannot use the drawer menu. Export and import and development mode. You really want to scary stuff. Yeah, this app is licensed under MIT. You can see, in fact, all the. If you're worried about what's used, you can completely find it on the GitHubs. I have not set up. That's my Google Chrome. Come on. Okay. So let's open this right here, and then we open the daily questions GitHub. Go. So it is completely open source. We've developed a lot of this on stream, in fact. 99.6% TypeScript. Maybe just the barber config or metro config being JavaScript, in fact. And the index, of course. So if you are interested in it, you can, in fact, even contribute. Like translations are very much welcome. Other features, if you think there needs to be this one feature, you might even want to pass in a pull request, or you can just fork it. It's also an option, and then build it yourself. It is completely in MIT license, except for the images. Be aware of that. Those are separate. So you can do all of that fun stuff. Let's look at some pictures. So here we have, again, the summary screen. We have some more stats, in fact. So these are the goals question is the red one. And these are the individual questions. You can, in fact, even disable particular questions. The idea being you want to see long-term trends. So 7 days might not even be that useful. If you look for example, over the last 30 days, is another option. For the last year, you will be able probably to see long-term trends like, oh, you're not doing so great on the planning part. So maybe that's something that you want to put some more focus on. And even improve the way that you're improving. Meta. We see a full-fledged history here, like basically the date, and then a preview of how you answered, or of your answers. And yeah, that's pretty much it from that part. So it is, I have not shared the link, I think. It is currently, you are able to pre-register. So if you're interested, please do so. It's gonna be great. It's going to be. And again, we will release today at 19 o'clock. So I will look forward to that. So what else is there to talk about? What I want to do. By the way, I forget. So hello to the new people in TypeScript T-Time. Many Rios 556. Thank you for the follow, and here's to you. Fill in some tea. Cheers. Green tea again. Joshua K. Goldberg, which I'm very excited. He started streaming. He's the author of one of the TypeScript books. So very excited, very excited. And yeah, if I will visit his stream soonish, and then I will decide whether we give shoutouts and so on. But he did start streaming. Let's just do it. Shout out Joshua K. Oh, is that right? Yeah. He's one of the maintainers of the TSLint and ESLint. So, and he's doing that on stream, which is pretty exciting. So that's cool. Check him out if you are interested. Again, I haven't seen his stream just yet. Greenlord, welcome to the TypeScript Tea Time. Cheers, here's the cup for you. Praise the tea. Yes, we do. Just now. Praise the tea. And Mike Ross, thank you for the follow. And welcome to the TypeScript Tea Time to you as well. So, next up is, what were we going to do today? I think we're going to have fun with another little accessibility feature, which is toggling the autofocus on the answer field. So whenever, for example, we answer a question, we go to another question, that was probably, we go to another question, it immediately focuses on this text field, which is good, but some people might find it annoying, or I don't know. Some people might find it annoying, or I can even imagine some people with screen readers might find it confusing. So that's why I think we put in just a simple option to disable it and maybe reorder the settings with a section for accessibility. So that's what we are going to do. It should be fairly simple, I think. Because we have everything in place, we basically, first of all, we go to wherever we use autofocus. I think autofocus equals true. Go. All of these use autofocus apparently. And those we can instead replace with the value that we get from the store. And the store, by that I mean Redux, because that's what we are currently using. So let me see. I probably want to have it like disable autofocus. We just disable autofocus as false. Yeah, and I'm doing it kind of vice versa, because we do already have some people who use the app, and then it would, if we change this initial state on their phone because it persisted, it's basically like a database in that sense, because it's already persisted, or there's no value persisted. If we change the initial state without writing some additional logic that basically enables the feature, whenever we set something to true here, in their case it will be false or undefined, in fact, because it's loaded again from storage, and they will not have this value here. Because the store is automatically persisted. That's why I want to make this into a false, which means on their device it's already automatically false in the disabled sense. In other words, it stays the way they are used to. Man, that's complicated. I want to make it backwards compatible. That's what I want to say. And that's why I'm using this disable false instead of enable autofocus true. So we can just toggle it. Toggle disable autofocus. And there we go. GitHub Copilot, our ICE doing all the work for us. And we also have to export the action creator. If you've never worked with Redux, Redux being a state management solution, essentially. So essentially we make it very, very predictable how the global or the shared state of the app will be changed. Because the only way to change it is basically by going through these functions here, which makes it very, very predictable. So we have all of these, and now we can just hook it up, because it is already a part of the store. So it automatically now, Redux basically, and the way that we hooked it up with React, it automatically injects most of the fun stuff. So we already have some props from Redux here, as you can see. And we have a map state function where we can just say something like disable what I want, what do I call it? Autofocus disabled, probably what I want to call it. That. I do see that I messed up here with this value, but well, so it is. Would be nice if that is also corrected, but since we're already in production with that one, that's going to be more difficult. In here we have something like state.accessibility.autofocus disabled. Save. And now, why are you not happy anymore? Used? Okay, that was just TypeScript being weird. This was a linter removing something that we didn't want to be removed, I guess. I don't know. We can take this as a property now within our screen in this case, and just say, well, take autofocus is not autofocus. And we basically do this change now a couple of times. And that's pretty much all there's to it. So where's lamps? Maybe we can just call it enable instead. And map it right there. Then we have one less way of, well, the components at least they think like straight, in the sense that they don't have double negation. It removes some of the brain power, I think. Let's go back to the previous one. Fix that one as well. I want this to be autofocus enabled. Here was unnecessary. VS Code. And then here we say not. Go. That's it. Let's do. We have this one linked up to Redux already. We kind of have. Map state is what he says. Then we have autofocus. Focus. Focusing apparently is one word for me. Enabled. This. And we need to import the root state and put in the map state into the connector. The connector takes care that this function actually receives the properties that it's supposed to receive. Because down here we wrap the function with this connector. And now we can just set autofocus, what he said. Lamps. And finally, map dispatch. We need another map state here. It's a bit boilerplatey, but at least it's very, very predictable. So I don't really mind. Here because of all the stuff that's happening. Autofocus enabled. And autofocus is there. There. We have another one? No, that's it. No, that's the save. And that should be it. Not sure whether it automatically reloaded. So let's trigger manual reload and see whether it worked. So currently, if we reset this, it immediately has this open. Go to setting instead. Oh, we do not have a setting. Settings. Settings screen. And let's just put it under customization for now. And call this one disable autofocus. Oh, autofocus switch. And just take the high contrast mode. Autofocus switch. Yes. Autofocus enabled. Toggle autofocus. which is probably called slightly differently. First of all, it's that you don't exist the way that I want you to exist. Why not? Should be something right there. Toggle disable autofocus. Yeah, I think we have to take the autofocus disabled, however. Go. Toggle auto. No. Bye. Toggle autofocus disabled. Toggle autofocus disabled. Toggle disabled. And there we go. And here we have these nice little T functions. For now, take autofocus, autofocus. Not sure whether it will actually apply it like that. Did it? Yeah, it did. Okay, great. It doesn't do the thing. What are we missing? That's because it's erroring. We have the dispatch. We have it also here from the props. So that should be fine. Ah, it's accessing the wrong property, that's why. Ah, there we go. Now it's enabled. I'm not sure what the default was, but just now it did autofocus at the very least. Okay. It did it. Enable it again. Ah, now it's disabled. We probably want to call this disabled instead. Disable autofocus, maybe like that. Because from here it's a the viewed from the user, it's a command. It's not a state. That's why I use disable here as a verb. All right, go into the translations, and we go up. Settings. Here. We have high contrast, we have auto navigate, disable autofocus. All inputs. I think we can use the fields. I think we can use the description right here as well. And then finally, enables or disables autofocus as li hint, which describes. So accessibility label is what it is, and accessibility hint is what happens when you click this item, the button or the switch or whatever. So now we have disable autofocus on all input fields. disabled, and now it should be enabled. The autofocusing. Yeah. Nice. So one thing that I want to do next is have the settings screen a new section essentially. Take this section here. We call this accessibility. It is a header, and we put inside of there the auto navigate. We all of these, and then these three. I suppose can move these up. In fact, we go to translations once more. And section accessibility, the pattern that I've used. And yeah, now it looks like this. General accessibility, customization, advanced. Nice. Great. So the next fun stuff is just writing the boring translations for all of the other languages, which, well, is necessary. Did I use this word? Apparently I didn't. So I'm always using this Microsoft page. Helps a lot with translating stuff. Basically, they list, for example, you search in English, but you can also search in other languages, apparently. Didn't even notice that, just up until now. Then you can find out what the word is, or what word they use. Accessibility with an I. What word are they using for in their different products? For example, in Dynamics AX 2009, or in Skype for Business, or in Universal Store 10, or Windows 10, or in Xamarin Studio, and so on. So you have a very, very quick overview and still comprehensive overview of what translations Microsoft uses, which, well, and they are so large, is a very, very nice source. I think we can use this. Wait, oh, I want the other one. And accessibility. And in German, it is either Bedienhilfe or barrierefrei. Yes, we use Bedienungshilfe. Go. That's one. And we have a couple of more. Oh, what? Oh, why does not? It should show. Why is it not showing the other? Oh, because I'm in English. Okay, never mind. I'm in the wrong place here. Copy all of these. And I want to go there. And I want to paste all of these. And that was too much. One is not necessary. Autofocus. Even. Alle Eingabe. Eingabefelder. Yeah, it is. Is it matching the whole word? Come on, stop that. Is that a new bug in VS Code? Oh, okay, now it's working. Focus. Maybe enable automatic focus for all input fields. Right, focus. And finally, do the same in Japanese. Then we're done with this feature, in fact. Just in time, if we're lucky. The hard part is this needs to be Japanese. So it's going to be slightly more complicated. Apparently we have not used disable. They don't use automatic focus apparently. That's also not it. That's too bad. So we have to think of something ourselves. Focus. This thing in Japanese. Yeah, it is perfect. About cameras mostly. TML. What the fuck? Go take any focus. Okay, let's take this one. Don't need focus, so go. Let's say all input fields. What was the word for input field? Right. Okay. It's not too useful. Flying up. Right. Okay. Let's put field. Let's look it up. And we need Japanese actually. Yeah. Was it? And no. Right. Oh. I think that's the phrase that we're using. Yep. All right. I think that should be Yiddish as our application. So now, how does it look like? Disable automatic focus. Disable automatic focus for all input fields. Perfect. If we change the language to German, we see Autofokus deaktivieren. Automatischer Fokus für alle Eingabefelder deaktivieren. Currently, it is not deactivated, right? Yeah. Wait, we can just switch it again, right? We can just switch it so that it is on. We did the same with automatic navigation. Let's do that. That makes it more obvious. So we do not here. And then we say instead, I think autofocus. And also here and there and there. We save. And we go again to the translations. Autofocus description. So autofocus. Automatically focus on input fields. And the ally hint can stay as it is. So now I think it becomes more obvious. Switch back to English. Autofocus. Automatically focus on input field. On. It's on. Perfect. Now let's switch. Man, why is the Control D not working anymore properly? It's terrible. Yes, coach. Revert your update, please. Autofocus. Good. Fokus auf like works. And for Japanese pretty much the same. Button focus. New field Ateru. Why does it want to? Why does it so? Okay. GitHub Copilot was copying from up there apparently. And this one can stay as. All right. I think we're better now. For the weekend also. That's fine. It just took 3 milliseconds too long for it. Autofocus, I don't. Currently it's doing the thing, right? Japanese. Deduction. I guess we can remove the verb there. That's it. We have our accessibility. And from a user perspective, it looks nice. For the developer, it's kind of reversed in the store for backwards compatibility, but sometimes it is what it is. That looks nice. Like it. And we also have this new accessibility part in here. Perfect. Audio. Perfect. So we have 2 minutes. Let's do. Oh, this is a feature. Oh, Japanese. But feature. And it is part of settings. Actually, it's general, I suppose. Because it's pretty much everywhere. Option setting to disable autofocus on input. Whoops. And that's it on that front. Now, dear friends, can go inside of Google Play Console, and it is time. So, first of all, good job for the feature. So quickly, we might be a minute too late. Where is it? Here we go. So we finished that one. Now what we want to do is release daily questions app. We write release in capitals. And then we do a party. Stated. All right. So all I think I need to do, so everything is set up. The pictures look good. It's available in 3 different languages as well. So these texts here are in fact available in different. And what's new is, it would be nice if this would be at the top compared to this, but well, not this. But what we want to do is we go to production. We edit the release. Let's double check that the countries are. Okay, apparently no countries are selected. All of them. Yes. Done. And we have this release upcoming. And it is time for 1.23.0 to be released. Ah, you cannot see the button. Wait. There's more button down there. You cannot see this button. So, 3, 2. Let me close this one because it's irritating. So, it's release time. 1.23.0 will be our actual 1.0. Release in 3, 2, 1. Not yet, because I have another page coming. And go this time. Come on, man. Do the thing. Yeah, we did it. It's released to production. Well, we had to wait for Google to allow it, but since it's already in public beta, I'm fairly certain that everything will be all right. For whatever reason, there are already 6 installs. Even though it's not even published. What? Yeah, there was a very, very weird instance. Yesterday, a friend of mine, with whom I'm developing from time to time, he sent me a picture of him using the app. The weird thing is he was actually only pre-subscribed to the production release. So for whatever reason, all of a sudden Google decided, yeah, you can already install it if you want to. And then he already had the version on his phone, even though actually it's not even released. But yeah, that was kind of weird. But now it's the complete release, so everything's going to be fine. Not sure what Google was up to there. I don't know. Interesting stuff. That happened. All right. We're done. We did it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. The app. We already have no, we still have the pre-register button, which is fine. It can take a day or a week. The last release, the last update in public beta took actually 2 weeks, which was 1.5 weeks. No, it actually took one week. But before that, it basically only took 1 day and so on. And today I even made a release within like 30 minutes. So there's some variation. Probably it was from the perspective of Google, it was bigger release because I added different translations to the stores. So that this text here is also available in Japanese and so on. Oh, here it's actually shows about the app first. Very good. And what's new is at the bottom. Interesting. Apparently, depending on the person who's looking at it, the order of these actually changed. Very interesting. All right. So very nice. Again, can't find it up there. We already have like this. No, I don't. Let me put in a stream elements command for that. So that we don't have to fiddle around with. Set bots and commands, new command named view. Advanced settings. I want yes. Dailies. Mark. Right. We got that, and then we need what should actually happen. So we need is daily questions is an Android app in the Google Play Store. You write like that? No, right? A free app, the Google App Store, for helping you build positive long-term habits. Like so. Write the command. See whether that works. Nice. That doesn't quite work. There's a space missing. Save. Yeah, currently it. So we can immediately use. Nice. Yes, I think. Very good. So we got that round rocking as well. Sweet. Good job, everybody. We did without some tea, I would say. We deserve a lot of tea. Very nice, very. Close that one. Did it? We done? Did it? It's up for release. In review. Very good. It's going to be fiddly for me to actually migrate my data. And that's why we have the import-export functionality. Because I already have like 2 months of 1 month of data inside of there, 1.5 probably. Almost 2, right? I think we started at around 16th of June with the app. Somewhere around that time. Immediately finished the statistics and the history part. So June 19 is my first entry, and I suppose that's also the first day when I started streaming, or maybe slightly before that again. At least about this app here. So not quite 2 months, and we were able to publish a complete app to Play Store. Very nice. Good job, everybody. Thank you for your support, particularly for the people like Homeless and the other regulars. Fine, nice. Also. And a Singularity also coming here again and again. I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. It would be much more dull to do it completely on my Artin is also and code. So we might want to do another release now, because we can. So let's say version 24, version 24, 26, save. That And we have another Tor here, 24, 26, good, and fine. IEX build ramps, and this will just build our application. It was outdated. Oh, apparently EAS CLI was updated. I think we can do that. Let's do a quick update here. EAS I npm. Oh, good. 0.59.0. Build is running. We don't need to follow it. Package EAS CLI. Oh wow, we are fairly outdated apparently. Right there. Expo CLI probably also has some updates. Oh, it's now in 6.0. Do we have to do anything? Did Expo publish a new version? Expo 46. Oh, the beta is now out. Sweet. Oh. Oh boy. You release and at the same time you're already outdated. That's JavaScript for you, everybody. That's Java for JavaScript. Interesting. While we are waiting for the app to be released to the store, projects created with npx create Expo app will default to SDK 45. So it's not quite there yet. Oh, Expo Go for Android with support for SDK 46, not yet live on the Google Play Store. I see. Google Play. Let's look at it. Oh, Go. Which version is it? About this app. What's new? Oh, they do not include any change stuff. Last updated June 29. Okay, so it's still pending, and we shouldn't update to 46 just yet. But it would be interesting to see what they have in what they have now as new features. So let's check that out. I also received an email which we can go over, I think, together, because it's going to be fairly interesting to see what Expo is up with build, EAS build. One failed, but that's just because it was waiting. Because they are adding pay-as-you-go pricing with a free tier, very similar to what AWS is doing, or Azure and Google Cloud Platform. Is Google Cloud Platform actually having that? I'm not sure. They might just give you credit. But AWS is definitely, and Expo is now doing that for their EAS, their build application service, Expo application service, basically their build and deployment and whatnot service. They are going to monetize that with a very similar setup. So React Native Skia is now supported. Let's check what Skia is actually. Skia is a high-performance 2D graphics library used by Chrome, among many others. I see. Haven't heard of it. Oh, it's from Shopify. Or at least the React Native version of. Yeah. I see. Skia examples. Let's check it out. Skia.org. That's the right one? Yeah. Graphics. It is. That one is the right. Okay. Here's an open source 2D graphics library which provides common APIs that work across a variety of hardware and software platforms. It serves as a graphics engine for Google Chrome and Chrome OS, Android, Flutter, and many others. Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting that it... To what degree does it serve as a graphics engine? I wonder. Because if support only comes now, React Native would not work at all, right? So there's got to be more to it. Basically, you can draw, VCA and whatnot. Shaders. Okay. I see. Nothing that I would be looking into immediately. Oh wow. PDF backend. Wonder why they have P. All right, let's ski on. With ES build, you need to install a specific version of CMake prior to compiling the project. React Native flash list is now supported. Flash list is a drop-in replacement for flat list. Oh, okay. Aims to solve performance limitations. Okay, a better flat list. React Native 0.1694 and React 18. I'm not even sure what React 18 is providing. Oh. React. Do you not have like key features or something? Components still in development. Right. Breaking changes. React Native Web. Okay. This will be the final SDK with support for classic builds. Oh, that's important. You're still using the old one. If you're not using EAS, this will be the last SDK that you can use. So you still have like, I think they are releasing half-year or quarterly. They are 2 ahead, or they support 2 back. So probably you need to be on 43 as of now. Expo SDK 43. And you have like quarter a year, 3/4 of a year. 9 months to upgrade. Arriving shortly. Photo SDK on classic build, okay. VS Code Expo now supports all Expo code. The latest release can now provide same auto completion and validation for EAS JSON. Oh, that's nice. Store config and Expo module config. Oh, that's cool. Is it? Does it already work? But this one worked all the time. So we want to look at EAS JSON. So it doesn't work apparently. Solar schema. Oh. I'm not sure whether it works. At least not here. EAS.json. Build and submit. Set up build. We do not have anything. Do I need to upgrade to Expo 46 for this to work? Which is weird. Here's code Expo. Expo 2, it's the right one? Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Expo CLI, we've completely rewritten the Expo CLI from the ground up to create a faster and more streamlined experience. You no longer need to install Expo CLI globally. Everything lives locally in your project folder. I did that already, so that's nothing new for me. That's nothing new. This means running your project in CI will be faster. Why? Yeah, but that also means if they completely rewritten it, there's also a bunch of bugs in there, I suppose. So be prepared for that. Oh, we're live. Are we? Wait. We're in production. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in production. The recent updates have been published at 19:13, 10 minutes ago already. We are live. Good job. That deserves a lot of tea. Very, very cool. Nice. Oh, what did I do? We are live now. Sweet. Now I can actually install it on my phone. Although I need to do some more in my case because I have legacy data that I have to convert. So it's not going to be that easy for me. But yeah, we did it. Woo! Very nice. Very, very nice. Second app. It's getting there. It's getting there. It definitely went, instead of 2 years, it took me 2 months this time. So next time it will be 2 weeks and then 2 days maybe. Less than 2 days is very, very unlikely, to be honest. Getting a review from Google in 2 days for going from you start a project to production is very unlikely. I suppose. But you never know. Maybe it will work, and we can do it in 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 hours, man. Anything else? Local XPI, NPX, Expo, or Yarn Expo. Isn't that what I'm doing all the time already? Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing already. There's nothing different from what they do. I hope this doesn't break for me. Well, we'll see. Dev client has hit version 1.0.0. Which one is the dev client? Not sure. Is it Expo Go? Not sure. Anyway. Oh, added an API to detect if your app is running inside a development, but that's nice. That's nice. Yes, update, next generation of Expo's update service is faster, easier to use, and more flexible, so it will be available to all accounts. Yeah, this is the one, I think, or one of the parts where they are going to monetize, in fact. If you're currently in the ASU customer, or where they are going to change the monetization scheme. So this is the EAS update handles over-the-air updates. Basically, you run one command, and it's putting your JavaScript code on some server, and an app will then look up the newest JavaScript, download it, and then run it on the client of the user. So that means you basically remove the need to build an APK and have it go through the Google Play Store. Instead, it's way faster. Basically, you're in production within like 30 seconds or 1 minute maybe, instead of having to go through the Google review and all of that fun stuff. And building the app already takes like 20 minutes. So that's also one thing that gets way faster with over-the-air updates. And EAS update is the service that makes it possible to have over-the-air updates with this new EAS. In the classic version, it was always free, but now it's pay. It's also in beta. Maybe does that mean it's now released? I'm not sure. Some stuff has apparently been removed. Stuff that was already deprecated apparently. And Electric's amplitude. Amplitude, never mind. The web UI for Expo CLI has been removed. Oh, interesting. Remove several default dependencies and blank template. Okay. Wait, what? They removed React Native Web and React DOM. Interesting. Because it's for the web. I see. That is what React. I was wondering what React Native Web actually does, but it's for running your project in the browser. They removed in order to reduce the template install size, and we provide instruction on how to get it running again. Okay, dropped SDK 43. So 44 is the current one, apparently. Yeah, two back. That's why I said, right? Well, yeah. iOS 12.4 is now the minimum supported version. Okay. Completely, they will drop iOS 12 with SDK 7. 5 months left to migrate from classic builds. Oh, you only have 5 months, apparently. Not 9 months. That's way different. How to upgrade, how to do it manually, thanks to people. Very interesting. So there was this email that I received just today. Yeah, today. That I want to take a look at as well, because it's also important for the for Expo developers, including me, because I now have two applications on Expo. With Expo. Apparently there will be a free tier. So yeah, I'm interested in how that looks like. Man, maybe. Let me make a screen. and GIMP. That's much better. So, the Expo developers, thanks for choosing Expo. They want to make it quickest and best way to build mobile. It's quite a mission. Key to making EAS, the Expo application services, is a tool to and we heard from many of you and your peers this year what need for more flexibility in, between, and beyond our subscription team. To meet this need, we're launching an on-demand pricing. Oh, my bad. Which lets developers pay only for what they use. Do they say it is already live? Oh, okay. So maybe we can just check it out on the live website. EAS. Nope. Yes. I don't want to go into the documentation. I want to actually go into the service. Huh? Ooh. Let me log in. Expo.dev. Update. I want to know the pricing. Is there a way to see the pricing? Go to organization, blah blah. Pricing. There we go. Pricing. So, start for free. Pay as you grow. Pay as you go. Free tier includes 30 lower priority builds per month. Oh, that's not that much, to be honest. Because I think we did more than 30. Then $1 per Android and $2 per iOS build. Wow, that's not too little. That's quite a lot. Future pricing shown below, coming later this year. Is that already active? Oh, okay, then probably we didn't reach 30. One concurrency. Okay. 45 minutes build timeout for free tier. Don't think we ever had a build timeout. Maximum amount of time for which a build job may run. Okay. That if your build is running for 45 minutes, you have a problem. I would argue the build should be much less. If your build is running for 45 minutes, nobody wants to wait 45 minutes for a build. So I would say work on that to get that number below 45 minutes. So if it's running for 2 hours, you're like, oh god, get another job. What else do we have? Store subscriptions. They are just there. Instant updates. First 1000 updates included updaters. Why is there an R? It's not a typo because there is another R. Or they copied it from here. Bandwidth. These are all very, very generous. Looking at it, this is very generous.
Yeah, this is all very, very generous for a solo developer. The 30 lower priority builds, or 30 builds per month. That might be an issue if you're making one of those stupid mistakes a lot of the time, like forgetting to increase the Android build number. So this number here, the Android version code, it needs to be increased for you to submit to the Play Store. You cannot have the same APK with the same cannot have an APK or two APKs with the same version code inside of Google Play Store. And if I often forget to increase this freaking number, and then in the end I end up, well, okay, I have to do another release just to increase this freaking number and all the other versions. There might be a way to automate it so I don't forget about it, but I haven't gotten around to do that just yet. So basically, if you forget it each time, it's 15 builds, or in other words, there's basically one build per day, which is, well, okay-ish. In particular, when you have access to EAS update. Yeah, if it's included, this changes things a lot, because most of our updates are not necessarily updates where we need to rebuild. We could just be using EAS build if it would have been available already. So on-demand pricing is now live for all developers. EAS build update is the first service to adopt on-demand pricing, and EAS build will follow shortly thereafter. All developers receive an allotment of usage for EAS called the free tier. You do not need to opt in to get access to the free tier. Oh, very nice. It is included by default for all developers. On-demand pricing allows developers who want additional services beyond the free tier to do so without paying upfront for anything. I hope they can pay the bills with this. If you'd like to learn more about on-demand usage, here are some things to get you started. You can opt in. By visiting the cart page and checking out with the free tier selected, you can cancel anything. Oh, okay. So we have to visit the cart page apparently. Where is the cart? I just write /cart. Does that work? No. It doesn't. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so apparently the free tier is already active. If you look at it like that. Yeah. Proof of concept, how we assist and pre-revenue startups. And it is very generous in fact. Any commercial app with more than 1,500 bucks per month in revenue. Oh, you have to actually upgrade. I didn't even know that. What is that? Not that I have 1,500 bucks revenue. Particularly not with free apps, right? What else? So yes, update usage will be previewed in your invoice and fully waived until September, end of September. You can see all your invoices on your accounts receipts page. Starting with September to October billing period, your account will be charged any EAS update usage beyond what's included in the free tier. Soon after EAS build, usage beyond what's included in the free tier will also be previewed on invoices and fully waived for the first billing cycle. Oh, very nice fun. very, very generous. At the first preview billing cycle, your account will be charged for any year's billed usage beyond what's included in here. More on the pricing page. All right, I get that. It is so generous that we as hobbyists, or I as a hobbyist, do not have to worry about it. Hey, the Arty Code, how are you doing? I'm talking pretty much alone to you guys. Here's the good news. Do you see production here? It is released, it's active. We are in production. So the Daily Questions app, which you might remember, having been here before. Let me open the page again. How are you doing, by the way, Yandy? Hope you have been doing well. Very, very excited, kind of. There it is. Oh, that's the one. This one. It's in production, and if I reload, I can now click the install button. Woo! We did it! The Daily Questions app, which allows you to build the habits that you want, following Marshall Goldsmith's the THS is very hard to pronounce. Daily engagement questions from his book Triggers. Again, a shout out. I think I did share the YouTube video with you, if I remember correctly, where Marshall is explaining the daily questions. So all of them start by asking, did I do my best to, and then something. And this app then just asks you to remember your day, do a small retrospective kind of, and then answer an answer between 1 and 10 points. And then you go through the 6 questions. In fact, we have a 7th one where you can just type in free text, and then you confirm. And after some time, you can see some nice graphs on how you're doing, and keep improving, right? So what have you been up to? We already did one more update, in fact, today. But I need to double check before I'm going to push that into production again. Oh, and it's exactly commit number 200. Very nice. There was release. Very, very interesting. So a double jubilee. 200 commits already? Jesus Christ. When did we do all those commits? Wow. Yeah, we were checking the new Expo, the news from Expo, the service that we are building our app with. We're building a React native app, but on top of that, and kind of underlying, sits Expo, which wraps all of the React Native stuff again to make it even simpler for developers to get started and build the app that they want to build, without fiddling too much around with, for example, Android configuration. Because if you would be using React Native directly, I would have to do some configuration. Do I have the Android directory here? Not. Yeah, there would be an .android or an Android or iOS directory inside of here, and from time to time you have to jump in there and do some configuration. With Expo, pretty much all of that is also gone, except you really desire to do so, and do the configuration yourself. But then you're also kind of leaving the Expo, the nice Expo land. And they also help us with building, so we don't have to have Java installed, for example, or Android Studio. I do still have it installed because it's sometimes nice to do.
to work with that, but it's not necessary. And they even provide a very nice way for us to push updates directly into the Play Store, which is very cool and takes away some of the manual work. I just need to write one command like EAS submit, and that's it. That's all there is to it to get a new update. All right. So we checked the Expo stuff now. We did the release. We did the toggle, the autofocus toggle switch. So we also checked the Expo news. Let's see what we do next. We could dive into T-Wars again. Do I want to? Do I want to? The 20 o'clock. So I guess we call it a day for today. I'm fairly happy with what we've accomplished, kind of. What else was also nice to just look into Expo stuff instead of coding all the time, and instead just doing one hour of coding and relaxing after that, basically. Very happy that the release is done. But yeah, with that, I think we're gonna call it a day. Next time, I'm not actually 100% sure what we're going to work on. Maybe it's going to be T-Wars. So this little game here. If we're in the mood, I'm not sure. I did also look at Dino recently. The weekend, a friend of mine came over and we had a kind of hackathon on Dino. It was nice, but Dino is lacking a lot. Dino is still lacking a lot. In particular, it's lacking a lot of resources. And working with databases is kind of weirdish. So yeah, there's still, I'm not sure whether I'm going to stream anything on Dino just yet. Yeah, so we might just work on T-Wars. I did do some more animations, in fact, inside of T-Wars. Maybe I'll show them. Oh. This. How can I push you up? Did my... Oh no, what have I done? I moved the image. Okay, everything good? I did do some animations. Let me close that one down. Let me close that one down. Very nice. Was. And once that opens up in the browser, hopefully the right one. It. Main scene. We need to do git stash pop, then yarn dev. So this enables the fun stuff. So I did some drawing, more or less, or not really drawing, animating, I suppose. So you see some of these people actually have like an idle animation, like just breathing, kind of. This one is fiddling around with his bow. This dude here is kind of bumping up and down on his feet. And the second one, in fact, oh, that one even has an animation, kind of. There was one part that I was thinking about doing next. essentially range attacks. This one has a complete animation set, so it's kind of nice. This one doesn't, but a couple of them now have like idle animations, and these two have a very tiny attack animation, which is also nice. I think one more has an attack animation, but I can't remember which one. One so scene. Right down here, we can just put in one here. Oh, nope, not a 12. One. Up. There he is. This dude also has one animation with his Buster Sword, kind of Final Fantasy, like Cloud style. Looking at the size of his sword. Oh no, it's not showing. Sorry about that. My bad. This one? Yeah, my bad. You weren't able to see anything, right? So let's do that again. I added some idle animations for these dudes here. This one is breathing, went down. This one is bumping on his toes. He has like an upswing animation, and this one has a side swing. And it took me so long to draw this, man. You wouldn't believe it. I don't have much practice in drawing, so even given the characters, it takes me a very, very long time to animate, even with this kind of simple stuff. But we're getting there. In a couple of, like, it's 22 characters, and like 6 or 7 now have idle animations. Very, very simple animations, but still, it's slightly more interesting than what we had before, right? So I think that's nice. All right. I think that's all that I wanted to share. Again, our app is out, Daily Questions app. If you're interested in improving, in building positive habits, whether it's I want to read a book a day, whether it's I want to help my mom with housework, whether it's I want to be nicer to my neighbors. This app is so multifunctional that you can basically adjust it to your needs as you need, and it's very, very simple to get started. Basically, it just asks you whether you did your best to do something, and it puts formulating it in this way, it puts the focus on your engagement and your responsibility and your ownership, and doesn't allow you to just say, oh no, I didn't, the world is at fault. Because even if the world is at fault, let's say, there's probably still something that you could have done to work towards that goal, and the app is going to help you with just that. So check that out. We've developed it on stream. You can find it on the GitHubs. If you're like, is that a real app? And it's kind of scary. The complete code is on GitHub, so feel free to check that out if you're interested in that. But other than that, I thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you next time in TypeScript Tea Time. We did the release today. Good job, everybody. And with that, I wish you a great day. Goodbye. See you next time in the TypeScript Tea Time. Cheerio.